Hello dear viewers and welcome to Inside Agriculture with me, Emmanuel Mwemba. In the studio I'm with my co-presenter, Claribel Musonda. Claribel, welcome to Inside Agriculture.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel.
Great. What do we have for the viewers today on the program?
Well, dear viewers, we have fish farming in Zambia.
Great. What a great important topic. Dear viewers, to help us discuss this important topic in the studio, we are joined by Mr. Royd Mukonda, who is the Managing Director at Mukasa Fish Farm. Mr. Royd, welcome to Inside Agriculture.
Thank you very much. I'm so grateful and happy to be here.
Great, great. Talking fish farming in Zambia. For the viewers who are watching, what is fish farming and how does it differ from traditional fishing?
Okay, that's an interesting question. You know, fish farming, this is basically the growing of fish from the natural world, but bringing this fish, growing it in a controlled environment. So you are growing this fish in an artificial environment where all parameters, all factors are under control. So this fish is technically depending on you. You are growing it, but fishing, this is where you have just fished the natural rivers, in the lakes, and then you are technically just harvesting the fish from the natural rivers and the fish that have just grown by natural means. So there you have no control. The fish just grows by themselves and they fend for themselves and they grow. You just go and harvest. That's what mostly happens with our fishermen. They do that activity mostly. So fish farming mostly is for fish farmers who put in a lot of investment to grow the fish and make it grow to the stage that they want, and they can harvest it and send it to the market.
Great.
Mr. Mkonda, you talk of the different types of fishes from the traditional aspect and the artificial one. Is there a difference in terms of taste, that maybe the artificial one is more is not more taster, or maybe the traditional one is more taster and something like that?
No. You know, the fish that we grow in the artificial environment, we control a lot of factors. Also, the taste is one of the factors we control. So sometimes we find that when the fish is growing, when it reaches the near market size, there's some activity that we have to do. You have to expose them to certain type of food, to certain natural type of natural food where they develop more tasty. They develop natural tasty. But in the natural world, also there is a different kind of taste. Sometimes the fish there will not taste well because the environment where they are is not conducive, it's not clean. Sometimes they are eating, the food they are eating may give them a very bad taste, bad smell. So you find there are different factors in the natural world that will contribute to the fish giving you a bad taste. But in the natural, the artificial environment where we grow them in the ponds, in the tanks, we control all these factors so that the fish just gives the best that the end user or the consumer expects. So we control most of these aromas and the taste of the fish in the artificial environment.
Okay, thank you so much. Why is fish farming important to the Zambia's economy as well as food security of our nation, Zambia? You
know, fish farming is a game changer. It's a very big machinery that has a huge potential to drive the growth of this economy of Zambia. And you know, you look at the massive employment that is there in the industry. It contributes a lot of revenue to the government. For example, the government of Zambia opened up Lake Kariba for commercial aquaculture. Look at Yarero came in, Zamfresh came in, Kariba Harvest came in. How much of the people have they employed? You have seen a lot of Yarero having a lot of chain stores across the country. There's a lot of employment. So there's generation of employment. There's also improvement in nutrition access. You are able to buy fish to feed your family because of fish farming. You are able to have a lot of fish. For example, in fish, we use fish to make soup thickeners. You can buy soup thickeners to improve the nutrition of your meals. So there's a lot of economic benefits. And at the end of the day, when you look at it, there is a lot of people across the country that are engaged in fish farming. As of today, you know, when we compare between 2018 and today, in 2018, we had very few farmers, over somewhere around 5,000 farmers that were engaged in fish farming. But of today, we have over 20,000 fish farmers across the country that are doing fish farming activities and offloading all that fish on the Zambian market, improving access to the nutrition and to the nutritious food, and also generating a lot of employment, because on every farm there's someone feeding the fish, there's someone changing the water, there's someone doing all these necessary activities to make sure the fish grows very well. So this is employment, helping the government to grow and create the employment base wider. And at the end of the day, we have a lot of export. When you look at the statistics, the fish leaving the country for export, it is mostly coming from within, from the aquaculture. We are exporting a lot of fish. And at the end of the day, you know, again, when we compare these figures from 2018, as a country, we are producing only about 36,000 metric tons of fish from aquaculture. But today, we have huge production. We are over 128,000 metric tons of fish, you know. So there's a lot of production. But, you know, in the growth of this population that we've had in the country has led to a lot of demand. And because, you know, fish is the cheapest source of protein that we have. So most people are able to afford fish, you know. So most of the people, they eat a lot of fish, and at the end of the day, there's been an increased effort also in the natural world to do the fishing and the like. And then they've also increased the production from the rivers. But the rivers have a limit. So the only way where we have no limit is in the investment in fish farming, because the land is massive, we have a lot of water, so we can invest up to a larger extent. That's why today you find the government through the Ministry of Fisheries have also opened up Lake Tanganyika and the other lakes in the far north. They are opened up for investment in aquaculture. So there is a lot of opportunity for investment. People that wish to invest there, they have to take it up, because there is a huge market. There is a lot of potential for forex. The government generates a lot of money from the exports of fish. So we have a lot of things to talk about when it comes to fish farming. There is a lot of improvement in the rural livelihood of people. In the rural industries, they improve through the fish farming, because even when you look at the market for the fish, it's stable. So it's something that is extremely well and improves a lot of economies across the country.
Great, Emmanuel, over to you. Very
what a practical insight coming from Mr. Mukonda. Actually, we have fish on the table, and we also have some catfish in the bucket, which we will later show to the viewers. Now, Mr. Mukonda, what are the common species of fish are farmed in Zambia, and how is the management, the labor, in terms of keeping them?
You know, Zambia is a very blessed country. You know, when you look at Africa, across Africa, we are operating around number 5, the best 5 countries. We are there in terms of fish production, and this has not just come from without. We have a number of fish species that have given us an advantage. They have given us a competitive advantage. So we have one of the best species for culture. You know, the breams that we know, there are a number of types of breams. There are different species of the breams, and they perform differently based on the species they are. So we have the Nile tilapia. This is an exotic species. It originated from the Nile River. So our friends, they did a lot of research and improved this natural, the natural fish there, and made a lot of advancements to make sure it performs better under controlled environment. So it is the Nile tilapia, it does extremely well. Like, for example, when you look at Yarelo, Zamfresh, our friends, they are growing the same Nile tilapia. Then we have Odochromis andersoni, or the Kafio bream. So this is the bream that our local scientists locally here, they get it from Kafue River. They do a lot of scientific research, they do a lot of improvement, genetical improvement, and then it becomes a very good species. It starts performing better. Because, you know, the fish in the river, it takes many years, sometimes even 7 years, to just reach this sperm size. But now we want a fish to take 6 months. So there is a lot of genetical improvement that has to be done. So that this fish takes 6 months and reaches 300 grams or 250 grams, you see. So we have Andersoni, which is like a fuel brim. Then we have Odochromis macrocha, which is the Ruapura brim. So they've also done some improvement there. Then from there we have the Coptodon, which is the Rendari, the one from Zambezi. Yeah, initially they used to call it red-breasted in the common names, you know. It's a very tasty fish. So that one also is a fish that can be cultured. We have the Tanganyika brim, the Odochromis tanganikae. It is also an endemic species for Lake Tanganyika Basin, and it's a very tasty fish, and it does extremely well on that side, you know. Then we come to have also the catfish, the mulonge, which is the same name, mulonge, mulamba, bibondo, dindombe.
Mulonge is the catfish.
It's the catfish, yes.
The one we have on the table.
The one we have,
so
which
like
is dry?
this one on the table. So I'll show you the live one.
Okay.
Then I'll show you the processed ones. So they are different species that we can grow in when you want to venture into fish farming. And we also have carpfish. So the carpfish, they are also very good species for culture. So with me, I came with some samples that you should see. So this is the mulonge, which is the catfish, because right now we have been promoting this fish, and most people, when they hear catfish, they think it's some fish which is not known, maybe from Europe, from America, from wherever, but it's just a common fish, and then the common name is just mulonge. So let me just show you. This fish, it is a climate smart species.
Okay.
It is a climate smart species. It has lungs and gills.
Wow.
So this is
beautiful.
The fish that we are talking about. This is mulonge. So this guy is about 4 kg. It's big. And it's about a year plus.
A year plus.
Yes. So they grow at the farm. We have some that are 10 kg, 7 kg, and we grow them. And there are some people who want very big steak.
Wow.
So you can grow them like that, and they are not very difficult in terms of diet.
Oh. So
they are the
wow.
giants. So from there, we know we have different people that want to eat fish prepared differently. There are some people who want, like myself, I want fresh ones and grilled.
The catfish.
I love it.
Okay.
But sometimes there are people, maybe we have, like ourselves, we have customers in Irundazi, Lusaka here, far north, northwestern, and we want to send also to Congo.
Okay.
Yeah, so we want to preserve their shelf life.
Okay.
So we do smoke them. So what you see here, these are smoked ones.
Okay.
So we have different ways of preserving them. So we can smoke them in pieces. We can smoke them the bigger one. That's like that one. We just open it.
Okay.
We can smoke pieces, and package them in boxes and sell to the customers. So this is a very tasty fish, and this fish has a lot of nutrients that we can talk of, and they will help you to. They have a very thick soup. They will help you even if you have the problems of ulcers. They will help you. The soup will help seal nicely there.
Oh, so it's medicinal.
Yes. So they have a lot of ability to improve your immune system. So when you read more about this fish, it's a very nice fish. And I never liked them, but this time I love this fish more than the brims. So we normally have these types of fishes that we can grow. So ourselves, we are the pioneers of this fish. We breed this fish. We supply the babies to the farmers, and we breed the tilapia. We supply the babies of tilapia to the farmers, and we teach people how to grow these fish. So we have normally every week training sessions at our farm, physical trainings. We teach people how to grow these things. So we grow these fish in the drums, in the tanks, in the ponds, in the cages. We have all these units. We grow them there. So we have set up the units where we have been developing this kind of
Mr. Mukonda, people are hearing Managing Director for Mukasa Fish Farm. Where is Mukasa Fish Farm? Okay, Mukasa Fish Farm is located in Kabwe. So when you are coming from Lusaka, just after Kabwe town, you are going to Mulungushi University. So we are just actually behind Mulungushi University, and there is a school called St. Paul's Secondary School. It's a mission, a Catholic mission. So we are 10 kilometers behind Mulungushi University on the Mulungushi Dam. That's where we are. So when you're coming from Kapiri, it's after the Manyumbi toll gate. You find even our billboard on the highway. You get on the gravel road. It takes you direct to Mukasa.
Great. Now, coming to the topic of discussion, what factors should farmers consider when choosing fish species?
Okay, so this is a very important aspect that farmers should consider, because the sustainability of this business depends on the initial points that they connect. So one of the most important factor to consider is to understand the government regulation. They have to understand the government regulation in terms of the species. There are some of the species like the Nile tilapia, the exotic one, it is restricted in certain areas. So the farmers need to understand that this species is restricted. They may invest too much in a species which is restricted, and then later on government goes there and damages everything. So once they understand the species which is restricted, then they'll go for the species which is allowed in that area, and then they'll choose the best performing species. So we have the species, they are ranked in terms of performance. So there is a ranking. They have to understand which one is the best performing that I can grow in my area. Then from there, they need to acquire skills to grow them. They need to acquire the training, the technical management and everything. They need to acquire whatever is needed to grow that fish to achieve whatever size of fish they want to achieve in terms of growth. Then they need to understand what do these fish eat. And if they understand that, they need to prepare the monetary terms. At the end of the day, money is very important, because if they are doing the brims, the tilapia, so to say, because tilapia is a common name for all the brims, you know. If they are doing the brims is the fish that wants to eat very good food. If you don't feed it good food, it will not grow. It gets stunted easily. So they need to understand that they should have money to feed this fish from day one to the last day of the growth period. And that is one thing that they should consider. Also, they should consider the distance, because you see, this is a perishable product. If it's fresh like that, when you kill it, within 10-20 minutes, it starts going bad. So if you are very far from the market, you have a problem. If you are very far from the cold chain facility, you have a problem. So they need to be in a place which is easily accessible by customers, so that they can easily sell their fish. So some of these things are very critical, and they have to be put in place before they can. And they should also look at water, because water, this fish doesn't grow in space. It grows in the water. So we need to have a cheap source of water, which will reduce much of the costs of growing this fish. Yeah.
So it has a lot of challenges to the farmers, right? In terms of water and finances.
Management.
Yeah, if the farmers overlook these things in the initial stage of planning, it actually leads to a lot of failure. Because if you don't have water, then you are going to struggle to grow the fish.
Do you need light?
No, not really. The fish don't eat at night. The brims, they don't eat at. It's only the catfish that don't eat at night, because these guys during the day they are very shy fish.
So they need light.
So at night, they'll just eat even when there's no light. They become very active. They have a very good sight at night. They are eating everywhere on top. So they eat at night. But at night, mostly the fish, we don't feed them at night. You know, the tilapia, those we don't feed at night. Only the catfish you can feed at night. So mostly you don't need light. But water is a must. You need to have either a bowl or a fresh supply of water. You need it. And you just need enough money to buy food. They eat a lot, and also they grow faster. They give you enough meat. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Mkonda, you mentioned of trainings. For someone to start fish farming, you need to know something. At least you need to have background information for you to have good fish and know the kind of the type of fish that you need to farm in a certain area. Do you offer some trainings?
Our place is an international training center. We host a lot of international delegates who come to do trainings in fish farming, because we are a reference point when it comes to breeding catfish, breeding tilapia. A lot of people from different countries come to our place to do this. So we have trainings, especially we have a training calendar April to July. We do have trainings every week, and we do have trainings throughout the year, online trainings. And because you see, we work with the Ministry of Fisheries, and where we're not able to reach, we are able to engage every farmer with the Ministry of Fisheries. Then they are assisted, and they just get the technical know-how on how to grow the fish, and the most important points that they need to know, so that they don't make much mistakes.
Great.
Thank you so much. You
Clarabel,
can go
what
for
a
a break.
practical insight coming from Mr. Mukonda. Are you venturing into fish farming?
That's what I'm planning.
Okay.
I've got the land, but I don't know. But Mr. Mkonda is going to show us, and he can do the, what do you call, are we supposed to rear them in the drums?
Cages.
Or even at the backyard, right?
You
at the backyard.
you have no excuse. You have no excuse. If you have no farm, as long as you have where you stay, there's even a veranda. You can do this. Last week I was supplying Mrs. Mwala in Kabwe, you know, a 1,000-liter tank. She put 300 trapia there, the brims. She's growing them there from her home, just there, you see? And she's able to change the water using her normal water there. So you can, depending on how much you have, you choose what your money can afford. And the key thing is, even if it's 100 fish, as I was coming for this interview, I came with 100 fish. I was supplying somewhere there in Ngwerere. This farmer wants to grow 100 pieces of fish. 100 pieces of fish will lead you to 200 pieces of fish, to 300 pieces of fish. Actually, this is one of the most important things. You have to start small. Don't start big when you cannot afford. Start small, then the same revenues from there will actually build more of the setups that you have to use for growing your fish. I started with 1 pond. Today I have massive ponds. And I have cages, I have a lot of things. Just slowly, you get to learn more and gain more experience on how to grow the fish.
Great. Dear viewers, this is Inside Agriculture, and we are discussing fish farming in Zambia. Right now, we pause for a break. We'll be back on the other side. Keep watching. Inside Agriculture is the program that keeps you informed and empowered on everything trending in the world of agriculture. This program interprets government agricultural policies, showcasing resilient farming practices, cutting-edge technologies, and the inspiring individuals driving innovation. Are you a farmer, agriculture entrepreneur, or simply passionate about food security and national development? This is your platform to stay ahead and get involved. Don't miss out. It is your time to be part of Zambia's agricultural transformation and contribute to economic growth and food security. Join us every Sunday at 14:30 hours only on Zanis TV, the People's Channel. Welcome back, dear viewers. In case you have just tuned in, this is Inside Agriculture, and today on the program we are discussing fish farming in Zambia, and our guest today is Mr. Roidi Mukonda, who is the managing director for Mukasa Fish Farm. Mr. Mukonda, let's proceed with our conversation.
Sure, thank you.
Now, let's now look at the fish farming methods that are used in Zambia.
Okay, you know, the farmers are presented with a lot of options which they can use for farming fish in Zambia. So we have pond farming. We also, this is where they can grow fish in the pond. They dig and then grow fish in the pond, put water, and then they keep the fish there. Then we have tank farming. You can buy different types of tanks where you put your fish there and you just have a normal supply of water, and you can grow your fish there. Then we also have cage farming, where this is where you grow into the main lake or the main dam and install structures there called cages and put the fish there. They should grow inside the net there, and then you can use that kind of system. So these options can give you the option to grow fish as you get interested in this kind of investment.
What strategies can help Zambia meet its fish production goals?
Okay, so for Zambia to reach its fish production goals, one of the things that we need mostly is to develop an established market. Right now, there is no established market for farmers like the way farmers for crops, they have FRI. Right now, we don't have. The cold chain facility is also very poor, because if a farmer harvests fish, it's very far, the fish will go bad before it reaches the market. So there should be some investment in the cold chain facility, and also a well-established market where if I have fish I'm harvesting today, I can take to the market there, they sell for me, they just give me the money. Because some farmers, I'm good in production of fish. I'm not good maybe at marketing my fish. So there should be a setup that will be able to handle that kind of thing. Then some of the things they should handle also as the government is to also to invest more in the in the technology, because the systems, the climate change is affecting a lot of farmers. We need to invest more in the simple technologies that will improve production. And also the feed industry, there's a lot of investment in the feed industry, but there should be more, especially in the areas where the potential areas. We're talking of northern in Tanganyika, Luapula, these areas, and the northwestern, there's no investment in the feed industry. So they have to come to Lusaka. So they experience a lot of costs. So we need to invest more in the stock feed industry in the areas which are high potential zone for fish farming.
Great.
Thank you so much. Finally, Mr. Mukonda, what advice can you give to someone interested like me and Emmanuel member? You are interested, right?
Very much. We
Yes.
want to venture now into fish farming.
Yes. What advice can you give us if we are to start fish farming?
The first thing that you need to know is that, you know, the statistics I gave you about 20,000 farmers across the country. This begins by us farmers, by you interested farmer, approaching the Department of Fisheries and registering your interest. Then you are entered to say, this is a new farmer. So you have to make sure approach any office that you know for the fisheries office. Then they get to know your interest. They will mold you, and then you become. If there's a need that they have to involve the private sector, then you will be involved because we work together. Then we want to have normal statistics, and then the key thing why you are involving the Department of Fisheries, we want you to get the information which is allowed by law. You want you to be guided by law. Whatever you are doing should be under the guidance of the law, so that you don't go away from the normal. So the key thing here is to get the basic information. You need to get the basic information about the fish farming, then you move from there.
Great, Emmanuel.
What a practical insight coming from Mr. Mukonda. We believe the viewers have benefited from this information, Claribel.
Very.
Yes. Dear viewers, this is where we've come to the end of Inside Agriculture. Today we were looking at the pertinent issue, fish farming in Zambia, and our guest for today has been Mr. Lloyd Mukonda, who is Managing Director from Mukasa Fish Farm. He was just here to share more light on how we can adopt the practices of fish farming here in Zambia. From me, Emmanuel Mwemba, and the entire Zanis production team, not forgetting my co-presenter, Claribel Musonda, this is where we say goodbye and continue enjoying the rest of our programming.